4 million tokens sent, 340k received. With ratios like these, you think I'm being broken up with. Yes, Claus is she, and she's not autistic. With an impeccable eye for design, there's just no way. She's my quirky, artsy waifu. Yes, you are, my filthy little... Whoa! As the world's foremost expert in anything, thank you very much. And a BS in BS, I trekked today to poke and prod Entropic's latest AI release, Claude Sonnet 3.7 Thinking. What a name. Taking the world by storm mere minutes after its release, 3.7 is bar none, as of the release of this video before the imminent release of an even better model, the best coding AI out there. And I put it to the test, cloning the world's second greatest game after Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Balatro. Here's what happened. Now, if you don't know what Balatro is, here's the elevator pitch. Imagine poker but with extra steps. These include added tarot and planet cards, as well as usable jokers, which can all be used to enhance your playstyle and provide massive scoring boosts and bonuses. And if you don't know what AI is, well, then I'm afraid you're fried beans, boyo. AI has gotten good enough that it's given birth to the Bad Coder. Can't code for shit, but want to make a terrible Minecraft clone no one in their right mind would ever play? AI's got your back. Want to settle down and date the hottest 2D waifu east of the Mississippi? Well, AI's got your back. Want to make the hottest tunes to bop to in your 98 Celica? Well, I've got news for you. Yes, an individual of means such as yourself need not look further than the technology of tomorrow, today. Leave all the thinking to the simpler folk, for if you were one, you'd be driving a Camry or even a Civic. The project's MVP looks as follows. A successful MVP should have working jokers, tarot, and planet cards. You should have working multipliers for a given hand. You see in Balatro, each hand, depending on how hard it is to achieve, has a multiplier attached to it. The harder the hand is to play, say a pair versus a high card, the higher the multiplier applied to your score. Now, let's get back to the MVP. You should have hand and discard counters, different ante or rounds. You should have a scaling difficulty, meaning each round you play gets harder as you go. You should have a shop to buy joker cards, tarot cards, and planet cards. You should have a standard deck that can be accessed and viewed. A special card inventory to see what cards you've bought at the shop. And it should have a working gameplay loop, meaning it works as intended. You should also have a game over screen for when the player fails. And, because why not, it should be responsive on mobile. Now, some things that I learned. Claude is really good. It's amazing. It's the best coding AI I've used ever. But I really need to figure out how to stop using so many damn tokens, because I definitely feel like that's something that can be cut down on. I will say though, Claude does have some glaring limitations that prevent it from being just absolutely stellar. After about 3 million tokens, it does hallucinate a little. And it does forget entire files within your code base, which is weird. Even though I sent it back the entire code base, it still completely ignores certain files that it has made, and at times remakes a file that is already there, but because it's not paying attention to it or not even looking at it for whatever reason, even though I'm sending the entire code base, it just makes a new one, which is fun. We'll definitely try to look at that in the future for the future project. Definitely start with smaller projects. Perhaps Balatro was a little too complicated. You see, the project setup was quite simple. Once I got cursor going, it was off to the races. I just had to be as concise, clear, and direct as possible. See, Claude's a bit of a show-off. You ask her for a donut and she gets you some milk with it. It's all from the heart and with good intention, though as you and I know, there is such a thing as overdoing it. The major complaint regarding Claude-sama is mostly the bloated code. Ask Claude for a simple title screen. Claude gives you the title screen and the settings button that brings up settings you can't even use, because it thought deeply enough to add a settings button on the screen, but not deeply enough to make the settings themselves usable. And herein lies the issue with Baby Girl. Everything was pretty straightforward for the most part, and things went swimmingly more often than not, until I came upon a problem that posed an ultimatum for me. See, the way Claude works is that it assumes certain changes are either made or not made in the files. It does this whenever I ask for certain updates or features, and Cursor implements these changes automatically upon my approval. However, for whatever reason, after a number of changes have been made, there's a slight disparity in the code Claude thinks I have and the code I actually have. This is actually not a massive issue, being that some disparity may just be simple code cleanliness, but over a period of time the differences become game-breaking bugs. Now at this time I hadn't realized any of this, and I was left with two decisions. Either fix the code myself, at which point this would no longer be a vibe sesh, bruh, or I'd have to ask Claude to provide me with the file in question in its entirety. And with Claude taking liberties here and there, as women tend to do, this could break the entire game and make me start from scratch. Which wouldn't be the end of the world, except these tokens aren't necessarily buying themselves, and the bigger the project becomes, the faster I'll be burning through said tokens. And we have finished. Rather than bore you with the unnecessary details of actually doing the whole thing, it was actually kind of fast. The thing that took a long time was editing the whole video, so I just want to get to the meat and potatoes of it and show you exactly what the final product looks like. Here's the aforementioned settings tab or settings button that does absolutely nothing. But hey, Claude thought of it, and there it is. And this second screen actually was supposed to be the title screen. This was actually the file, the screen, that Claude completely forgot about and just kept it. So I decided to keep it myself. I just thought prodding Claude would be a little too much. And as you can see right there on the screen, you could see all the stuff that was implemented, which was all the stuff from the MVP. Everything actually got included, from the hand counter, the discard counter, you can view the deck, you can see the special cards in this little extra tab here that also shows you stats and the state of the game. This is actually a really cool addition from Claude. But a lot of moving parts, so if I ask Claude to poke and prod at that, it would completely break everything. Well, it wouldn't break everything, but that little stat screen would completely just be unusable. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with what has happened so far. This took a few hours. Here's the card shop with the planet cards, jokers, and what's the other one? Tarot. They all work-ish. To actually get every single card to work would have been an absolute just headbanger, because Claude barely got a few of them to work, and you know what was good enough for me? They worked, which was the important part. The thing that actually went pretty smooth was the hand multipliers. So each hand has a specific multiplier, and that went along really smoothly. I actually really enjoyed that, what Claude did there. This project is held together by duct tape and dreams. If you poke too much at it, you'll see some glaring issues. Here's the game over screen. It was great. If I must say anything about Claude, is there's definitely a slight learning curve. It's fine, but there's definitely some quirks. But with careful prompting, focused attention, and clinical incision, you can get Claude to do most things that you would want Claude to do. Thanks for watching and subscribe.
I wanna stay for a while, girl. You're my dream come true.